Imagine opening your eyes for the first time in a small wooden longhouse somewhere in Scandinavia around the year 900 AD. Outside, icy winds sweep across the fjords, and the sea is never far away. Your family isn't rich. In fact, most Vikings aren't. They're farmers, fishermen, craftsmen, and traders struggling to survive in one of Europe's harshest environments. As a newborn, your future is uncertain. Disease, famine, and accidents claim many children before they ever reach adulthood. But if you survive those dangerous early years, your parents begin teaching you the skills you'll need to stay alive. By the age of 6 or 7, childhood is already coming to an end. You learn how to work. Boys are taught to chop wood, repair fences, sail boats, and handle weapons. Girls learn to manage the household, prepare food, weave cloth, and care for livestock. Everyone has responsibilities. In Viking society, survival depends on contribution. When the day's work is done, stories fill the evenings. Around the fire, elders tell tales of Odin, Thor, Loki, and legendary warriors who earned glory in battle. These stories are more than entertainment. They teach courage, honor, loyalty, and what it means to be remembered long after death. As you grow older, the sea begins to call. By your teenage years, you're expected to contribute fully to the household. You might farm barley, raise sheep, fish the nearby waters, or join a trading crew. Viking ships connect distant worlds. One voyage could take you to England. Another might carry you to the markets of the Middle East. The Viking world is far larger than most people imagine. You hear stories of magnificent cities. Constantinople dazzles visitors with wealth and towering walls. Baghdad overflows with exotic goods, merchants, and silver from every corner of the known world. Then comes your first voyage. Standing aboard a longship, you feel the cold ocean spray against your face. The vessel slices through waves with astonishing speed. These ships are engineering marvels, capable of crossing oceans, navigating rivers, and reaching places few Europeans have ever seen. But not every voyage is peaceful. Perhaps your chieftain organizes a raid against a wealthy monastery on the English coast. Before dawn, your ship approaches silently through the mist. The defenders are completely unprepared. For many Vikings, raiding offers opportunities impossible to find at home. Wealth, land, prestige, reputation, all await those willing to risk everything. Then the battle begins. Arrows fill the air. Shields crash together. Axes strike wood and steel. The noise is deafening. The chaos is overwhelming. And suddenly, you realize that real combat is nothing like the heroic stories told around the fire. Friends fall beside you. Enemies fight desperately for their lives. Fear follows every warrior onto the battlefield. If you survive, your status rises. You return home carrying silver, weapons, and stories that will be repeated for years. As an adult, you may inherit land, marry, and start a family of your own. Marriage strengthens alliances between families, and together you build a household and raise children. But life remains difficult. Long winters threaten crops. Storms destroy ships. Disease spreads without warning. Even successful families can find themselves one bad season away from disaster. Still, Viking society offers opportunities. Some become wealthy merchants. Others serve powerful kings. A select few travel thousands of miles to join the elite Varangian Guard, protecting the Byzantine emperor in distant Constantinople. For ambitious Vikings, the possibilities seem endless. You might help settle Iceland. You might sail to Greenland. And if you're exceptionally daring, you may even reach the shores of North America centuries before Columbus. But age catches everyone. Your hair turns gray. Old battle scars ache during the winter months. Younger warriors take your place aboard the ships. Now, you spend more time telling stories than creating them. Children gather around as you describe distant lands, fierce battles, and storms powerful enough to swallow entire fleets. To them, your adventures sound almost mythical. Yet you know the truth. The Viking life was never only about warfare. It was about survival. It was about family. It was about courage in a world that offered no guarantees. Eventually, your final day arrives. Perhaps illness takes you. Perhaps old age finally wins. Or perhaps you fall in one last battle. Your family prepares your burial according to local customs. Weapons, tools, jewelry, and treasured possessions may be placed beside you as a final tribute. Those who remain speak your name and remember your deeds. Because in Viking belief, a person's reputation can outlive death itself. Generations pass, kingdoms rise and fall. The Viking Age eventually comes to an end, but your legacy survives. The ships, the sagas, the explorers, the warriors. More than 1,000 years later, people around the world still remember the Vikings. And for one brief lifetime, you were one of them.